asking. I have a joke for you. What do snowmen eat for breakfast? They eat snowflakes! Ah, funny! Oh, who was that? Who was that other person? Oh, that's Dr. Cool. That's my cousin. He likes jokes. So anyway, we've been learning a lot of stuff, and I thought we'd review mixtures and solutions. Now, a mixture and solution, they're both something that is made from two or more substances. But the difference is that mixtures can be separated and solutions are substances that are dissolved into another. Should we make a solution that turns into snowflakes? Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so I'm gonna go get our stuff and then we'll start our experiment. Okay? Okay, bye. Wait, don't go. How are snowflakes and socks the same? Ready? What do you think? No? Yeah? Keep trying. You can't ever find two that are the same. Ha ha! So, since my cousin Dr. Cool likes jokes and is all about snowflake and snow jokes this week, I thought it'd be kind of cool if we made some snowflakes out of things that we might have in our kitchen or in our laundry area. Now, we need water and popsicle sticks and pencils and string and cups, and we need to use our stove. But we're going to use two different kinds of ingredients to create two different kinds of snowflakes out of a solution. Now, the first thing we're going to need is salt. And I hope you all have salt at home because then we can all do this one. Now, the second snowflake that we can make, we're going to use something called borax. Now, borax is really just a fancy kind of laundry detergent. It's crumbly white laundry soap. And you can pretty much find it at any store. So, if you don't have this, it's okay. I think you all have salt. So, I want to show you what we're going to make today. After our solution is made, we are going to create crystals. How cool is that? And either the salt solution will create these crystals or the borax solution can create these crystals. How cool is that? I think so. Okay, the other thing you're going to need is chenille sticks or pipe cleaners, those fuzzy things that we do arts and crafts with. So, all right, go find your materials and we'll get started. Wait, don't go yet. Why do animals have fur coats? Do you know? I know that one. It's because they look silly wearing snowsuits. Ha ha! In order to make snowflakes with borax or salt, we need to make something that the solution will adhere to while the water is evaporating, because the water is going to need to evaporate. So I have these pipe cleaners, chenille sticks. I'm sure you have them. If not, they're easy to find at the store, at the dollar store, maybe Joann's, Michael's, somewhere. Okay, so you're going to get one chenille stick. I used a white one. You can use any color you want. Now, we're going to cut it into pieces that are about maybe 2 inches long. Maybe about the size of my pinky. So I'm going to cut the whole stick into those size pieces. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, I'm going to take 3 of those pieces or more and make a snowflake. So I'm going to make an X and I'm going to wind them together. There's one piece. And I'm going to attach another one. And really, you can do anything you want with these. The only thing you have to be mindful of is that your snowflake cannot be wider than the cup or the container or the mug that you are putting it in, because when it is suspended in the solution, it cannot touch the sides or the bottom. So it might be even fun to wrap your chenille sticks on the end, like that. And make some really cool snowflakes. So do as many as you want. And once you're all ready, then you have to take a piece of string. Here's my string. And you have to, or dental floss, by the way. If you don't have string, dental floss works great. And you're going to tie it on your snowflake like this. And if you have any extra string, see you have a little extra string there? You can cut that off too. So now my snowflake is hanging. It's ready to go in my solution. Oh, I need my pencil. And if you don't have a popsicle stick, you can use a pencil. Now let me show you a little trick. I'm going to tie my snowflake onto my popsicle stick or my pencil. Then I'm going to measure to make sure when I put my pencil or popsicle stick on my cup that the bottom of my snowflake does not touch the bottom. And if it does, watch what I do. I'm just going to roll the popsicle stick or the pencil up until my snowflake is suspended in the cup, not touching anything. All right, so go make your snowflakes. You're going to need one for each solution or one for each container because your solution could make 3 or 4 snowflakes. So make yourself a couple pipe cleaner snowflakes. And now it's time to make our solution so that we can create our scientifically engineered crystal snowflakes. Joke time! What kind of ball doesn't bounce? A snowball. So remember, you're going to need a grown-up's help or an older sibling, somebody who it's okay to use the stove with. Also, I think I have some really cool assistants today. They're going to help us out. No, not Dr. Cool. Dr. Cool just tells jokes, but does cool experiments also, but mostly jokes. And I also want to tell you that first we're going to do the salt experiment because that's the one that we should all be able to do. Then we'll do the borax snowflake experiment. Okay, so let's see how we get all these substances combined so that we can do some cool science. So let's review. We made our snowflake, we tied a string to it, we tied the string to the popsicle stick, then we suspended it in our jar. But we need to make sure that our snowflake is not touching the sides and not touching the bottom, and that the popsicle stick is perched in the center of our jar. Now that we have all our materials ready and our snowflakes are suspended in the jars, it's time for our special guests to perform our experiment and make our snowflake solution. Let's get started.
I'm putting in 4 cups of water. I'm putting in 3 cups of salt. I'm putting in 3 drops of blue food coloring. We are going to turn on the stove and let the water boil. On medium heat, we are going to stir our solution. We'll turn off the stove when crystals start to form on top.
Still no crystals. Keep stirring. The salt crystals are now starting to form on top of our solution. It's time to turn off the stove and take our cup with our snowflake suspended inside and add our salt solution. All right, so I'm going to ladle out our solution. We're going to pour it in. We can take some of the undissolved salt with it. Keep filling. almost there. We want our snowflake to be submerged under our solution. There we go. There it is. Now, let's see what happens. It'll sit in here overnight, and then in a day or two, something amazing will happen. All right, patience, patience. Want to hear a joke while we wait? How do snowmen pay their bills? I don't know. I gotta think about that one. Oh, I know. With snow, hard cash. Let's check this out. Each of these cups was filled 3 minutes apart. Do you see all the salt crystals forming after only 6 minutes? And then this one has been sitting for 3 minutes. And you can see there's some salt crystals already forming at the top. And this one we just filled up. Keep watching. While we're waiting for our salt solution to create salt crystal snowflakes, it's time to make our borax solution. But first, how do snowmen get to work? Well, obviously, by icicle. Now we are going to make our snowflakes using borax, which is also a fancy word for a special type of laundry detergent. So first, we put in 4 cups of water into our pot that is sitting on a low flame stove. Then we are going to stir in 12 tablespoons of borax soap. Once the borax has started to dissolve, we are going to drop in 3 drops of food coloring. Then we are going to mix our solution. Once our solution comes to a boil, we are going to turn off the stove and pour our solution into our jar where we have a snowflake that is suspended so that it is not touching the sides or the bottom. All right, let's see how long it takes for our solution of borax and water and food coloring to boil. While we wait for our solution to boil, how about another joke? Okay, where do snowmen get the weather report? Think about it. The Winternet! Okay, let's check our solution. After 5 minutes of simmering, my borax crystals are starting to form at the top. It's now time for me to turn off the flame and pour our solution into our mason jars. That solution looks way less cloudy than the salt solution, but I have another joke. What kind of cake do snowmen like? Any kind that has lots of frosting, obviously, again. So you're right, that solution was far less cloudy than the salt solution. And a lot of that has to do with the soap is able to dissolve far better than the salt is able to dissolve in the water. Now, let's pour our solution into the mason jars and do some observations. We have poured our borax and water solution into our mason jars and suspended our snowflakes so that they are not touching the sides or the bottom. Do you notice any differences between this solution and the saltwater solution? I do. This one is clear. It is not cloudy like the saltwater solution, and they're not obvious salt crystals or borax crystals on top.
I wonder if that will affect the changes that happen. So in about 24 hours, we should have some really neat snowflakes. Patience, keep watching, keep checking. Let's see what happens.
So while we wait for our crystals to adhere to the chenille stick, I have a joke. What kind of a dance party do snowmen attend? I know that one, a snowball. So let's watch and wait for our snowflake crystals to form.
Wow, look what happens after 2 days. I now have a salt crystal snowflake. Now I have to hang it somewhere to dry, and then it's ready to hang in your window.
Well, grossologists, this was a really fun experiment, and I'm glad you did it with me. I look forward to seeing you next time. Stay warm, be cool, and happy grossology.